Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead video for you guys for today. Got a couple of things to go over, a couple new pieces of information. First, we've got the official title for the season premiere for The Walking Dead Season 8. And I'll put the links in the description so you guys can go ahead and check these out. The first from comicbook.com and the second from independent.co.uk. So the first one, so we've got the title for The Walking Dead Season 8's premiere. We know it's going to be an extended episode at 66 minutes. And it's called Mercy. So that's kind of cool. It makes me think of Z Nation, which, by the way, is premiering Friday. But there was no trailer for Z Nation this year. But I will at least do a review for the premiere. I can't believe it got another season, but it did. So have Mercy. Right? It's in their theme song. So when I see Mercy for a Walking Dead title, I just think Z Nation because they've been using that for over 3 full years now. So the title is called Mercy. So I'm wondering what this is referring to. Have mercy, somebody going to mercy somebody else? We'll have to see. But as we know from the trailer, we see the giant herd being lured towards the sanctuary with Daryl on the bike. The explosions kind of steering them towards the sanctuary itself. So maybe Father Gabriel getting stuck inside and Negan showing him mercy? I'm not sure. It's speculation, right? I have no idea what the title is referring to. Of course, once we see the episode, it'll make sense. It'll be like, oh, okay, mercy, and someone's showing mercy to the other. So I'm thinking that would Negan kill a priest, pastor? I don't know. Would he kill Father Gabriel? I don't think he would. I think he'd just mess with him, maybe take him prisoner, that kind of thing. Negan is funny sometimes. Like he's got his rules and his little things he does. Like when he takes in a new group, he kills one of them right away. But at the same time, he can be reasonable sometimes too, right? So he can be cold-blooded and psychopathic, but he can also be reasonable sometimes as well. And is he going to want to kill Gabriel? I don't know. Maybe he will show him mercy since they're all trapped inside together. And we got to get some good lines from him about shitting pants and things like that, right? So it's got to be fun. So that's the episode title. A lot of us were hoping for something like, I'm not sure. I don't know, something to fear, some one of these titles from the comic books that would have been cool to see. But Mercy's fine. Okay, we'll see what it's referring to after we see the episode. It also says AMC also revealed the synopsis for the episode. Rick and his group, along with the Kingdom and Hilltop, have banded together to bring the fight to Negan and the Saviors. So the synopsis for the episode doesn't really say much that we don't already know. We can see it all in the trailer. It's all there. Rick and the others all joined together, attacking the sanctuary together. It's fine to get that confirmation, I suppose, in the synopsis, but we kind of already knew that. But it should make for a really exciting extended premiere. Really exciting with them attacking and zombies everywhere and all kinds of crazy stuff. So it should be fun. It also has the season synopsis as well too. So so we've gone over a few times already. So I won't really go into it much. It's all out war. So it's Rick's group and the survivors versus the saviors. So we know what it is. It's not going to be anything unexpected for what the season's going to include or anything earth-shattering in the synopsis that we haven't already gone over at some point. And the next one is kind of interesting. It's regarding how many times they can swear in a season and being able to say the F word. So it's from, if you guys didn't see, for Fear the Walking Dead, this week's episode, they did say fuck. So they did. There it is, right? Trev drops an F-bomb. Oh, man, YouTube, advertisers disabled, right? Video disabled. Demonetized, all that stuff. Strike the channel down, inappropriate, blah, blah, blah. You guys know. So, yeah, so Fear the Walking Dead dropped an F-bomb. It was when some of the group, I won't spoil too much if you haven't seen the episode, the review's in the channel if you want to see it, but basically they stumbled upon a herd and Nick says fuck, right? Because he sees the whole thing and he's like, oh, fuck. So it was really cool, and we make such a big deal about saying the F word in a TV series, right? It's something debated for years. But for Negan, it's a huge thing for him because in the comics he says the F word every other line. So for him not to say it in the TV series, it makes it kind of tricky because that's like half his dialogue is the F word. So in the comics version, but it sounds like from Dave Erickson, the showrunner for Fear, this is what he said. He said, okay, so you get a specific number of curse words you can say, and then there's a list of what you can and can't do, he told comicbook.com. I think our script coordinator who told me there was an email had come up. There had been a memo saying that we could now say fuck twice, just twice though, over the course of an entire season. So they gotta use their F words choosingly, right? They only get 2 chances to say the F word on AMC. And that says, I don't know at what point AMC Corporate decided to allow it, but they did. So, and I mean, they included it in Fear. So we got one for Fear. We might have another one later on this season. I think it's kind of cool that you're able to see that in Fear, and we haven't seen it so far in The Walking Dead. And yes, I know the Blu-ray release sometimes has, you know, Rick when they're in the train cart saying they're fucking with the wrong people instead of screwing with the wrong people. So there are cases where, but it's usually afterwards. On television, though, they don't usually incorporate it. But, you know, shows like Game of Thrones have made it kind of something that they do all the time, being on HBO and that. So, you know, it's kind of a cool thing to do, to swear, I guess, for the audience. And especially for Negan, it's something that we would want to see. So I'm thinking maybe keep a heads up for the premiere and see if Negan might see the zombie herd and say it or something like that. You know, it'd have to be used sparingly and wisely. But if this is in fact true, this is Dave Erickson though, so he's a showrunner for Fear. So if he says that they actually did get a memo, and it's not, you know, it kind of sounds like hearsay by the way he describes it here, but if he did in fact get a memo saying that they could now say the F word twice over the course of the season, then that's great. It's great news, and I'm hoping to see it a couple times in The Walking Dead. It's funny how we make such a big deal about, you know, little things like this, but it's what it is, and you know, hopefully we will see that this year. You know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, if you got to go with 2, maybe you give 1 to Negan, because Negan's got to say at least 1, if not both to Negan. 1 to Negan, maybe 1 to Rick, something like that. That'll be really cool to see. So you guys can leave your comments below on what you think about that as well. It does say also from Gale Anne Hurd that the season 8 premiere is the most ambitious episode they've ever done. And I know, and guys say this every year, right? I know, but I do think they have been pushing the boundary. They've been amping it up each season, adding on more stuff, more survivors, more communities, more zombies. You know, if you look at season 6 and the amount of zombies they had there versus some of the prior seasons. Not CG, but actual No Way Out, you know, zombies, you know, actual, you know, extras and stuff. It was amped up. It was pretty crazy. So they're not lying, I think. I think mostly what it is they're, you know, adding on to the show each time they go, and it is kind of getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes with regards to what they're doing. So she confirms for us that it's the most ambitious episode they've ever done. There will be elements shot during succeeding episodes. It's that big. So that's pretty cool. So it sounds like to shoot it and everything, they had to kind of spread it out, space it, you know, and then kind of cut it together, right? Because they've got so much happening in the premiere, and it's so big that they might have had to actually been kind of maybe film a little bit differently and set it up a little bit differently than they normally do, which is to do a whole episode by itself, finish that episode, you know, do it editing later, but film the whole thing, move on to the next one, do the next one. But sometimes, and that is kind of cool to see, if they have to actually do like half of the episode there and then do episode 2, 3, or 4, and then come back and do, you know, some other shots that they need and put those into the premiere. That can get a bit tricky with regards to editing, though, of course, because you got, you know, different time frames and stuff, and, you know, people's hair grows and stuff like that, so you got to try to match it up if it's too long. If it's just like a couple weeks or something, then it's no big deal, or a month or something. But yeah, so that's kind of cool, and it does look like they're going to bring it to us. So October 22nd should be a big premiere. We'll go over a couple questions for you guys for today. First one's from Teal Brook, who says, Q&A. Do you think Judith is going to play any kind of a role in the TV series? Her age means she's years away from being able to do anything of importance, and that includes if they do a 1 to 5 year time skip. She's hardly ever seen, especially with Rick, and I feel like her loss wouldn't be overly dramatic for viewers given the lack of emotional connection. So for Matilda, I disagree with you with your last assumption, brother, because the thing is that because of her age and that, and because, you know, it's Rick's taking care, Rick's the dad. What do we say? Not the father, but he's the dad. That's the common saying, right? Because it's Shane's, you know, Judith is Shane's. Well, biologically, but Rick is going to be the one raising her, so he's still the dad. You know, you get into this, you know, I don't want any mama bear claws coming at me. I'm just trying to explain this here, right? So it's cool, but yeah, so I think it would be hugely emotional. If they did kill Judith off at any point, that would be very traumatic for especially the female viewers, and some of them might opt out. It could be, you got to be really careful if you're going to kill a baby, right? Granted, Game of Thrones seems to not care and just do it whenever they want and, you know, kill babies everywhere. Mass baby killings in Game of Thrones and stuff like that, right? And it seems to do just fine. So maybe that's not true. I don't know. They kind of break the rules all the time in Game of Thrones, and it seems to be okay. But, you know, I do think with regards to network TV, you know, a popular show that it is now, The Walking Dead, they do have to be careful with that, and I do think that it would be very emotional. But what role she could play is, I think, mostly an emotional, environmental artifact type role. So you have her as a set piece, and that amps up, like me disagreeing with your last statement here, Matteo Brooks, sorry, brother, but that amps up the emotion for the consequences if Rick and the others lose the war. So to protect her, she's there as a set piece, so to speak, or she's there as an emotional piece to make it even more kind of, to increase the fear, to make it so that we really want to see, you know, Rick and the survivors win, because you wouldn't want to see something bad happen to her, you know, just whatever, you know, blown up by explosions or something. You want to see them protect her. So that's the idea. So that's the role that she definitely plays, I would say, and a drama-based role as well too. You know, being a baby and that kind of thing, and of course the women, you know, love to see. Even guys do too. You know, fathers love to see that kind of thing, right? So it kind of adds to the world. It makes it more real. It makes it more kind of like everyday life. You know, like George A. Romero's comment about The Walking Dead, you know, it's like Days of Our Lives, right? A soap opera with zombies, right? But it does add that to it, because it's, you know, it's a diverse story. You have a lot of different elements to it. You have the action, you have the horror, you have, the drama. You have romance, you have love, like Rick and Michonne, and you know, you get all these different things coming together. Some comedy with Negan, so it's not just a one genre. It is, you know, we classify it in a genre, but it has elements of a lot of different things in it, which makes it a diverse universe, and one that's really, really fun to see. But, you know, I think she is really important. I don't think she's not important just because she can't, you know, actively do anything because of her age and everything like that. She's also a tie back to the second season. She's a tie back to Lori. She's tied back to all these things. So, you know, she's a series tie too. So I wouldn't underestimate her role. And I didn't mean before when I say her as like a set piece there, like to dehumanize. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that, like, as you're setting this up in terms of you want to go like game theory with the war and everything, you have her set up there as a part of that, as a player in that game, so to speak, to where it really, you know, gets the audience's buy-in that you want to see the survivors win. So that's the idea. So I think she's very important, and they did show a commercial where you got to see her kind of playing. I haven't seen it online though. I would link it for you guys, but I haven't seen it on AMC's official page. But if you guys have that link, you can put it in the comments below, and everybody else thumb it up so people can see. There's a clip of her playing and one of the All Out War speech commercials. So you guys know how they've been doing these Maggie and Rick speech commercials. I'm starting to get tired of it during Fear, because we see, you know, Rick talking about he's already won. It's like, the battle's just started. You haven't won yet. You know, I get what you're saying, but I'm just tired of hearing this all the time. It's like, I already won. It's like, no, you haven't. You have not. You got to face this guy first, not me. This guy, right? And then you can win at the end of the season. But we got to see that first. No, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know, we got to flash forward stuff and things like that. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So that, you know, almost okay. Cameron's got a last question. He says, do you think they will ever kill off Judith or Carl in the series? Probably not, unless the series goes on for a really long time. Like if we get to a season 20 or past season 15, then I could see them killing off one of the two. But, you know, otherwise, I don't think you need to do it. I don't think it'd be useful to do it for either one. And, I mean, it'd be shock value to do it, you know, so it could get immediate attention from people and, you know, get people to watch, I guess, with the shock value. But I think for the long-term story, if you want to go to season 15 and 20, if it's going to get there, you know, then you kind of have to keep them. And I would say that, you know, maybe later on in the teens you could kill them off, but definitely no time soon. At least that's my opinion. You guys can write yours below. Let me know what you think about all these questions, the information about 2 F-bombs a year, trailer name, episode name, that kind of stuff, and also the question of Judith and whether or not you could ever see them killing Judith or Carl. And if you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. Got the fan trailer for October 8th is set. It's all done. It's fun. It's done. It's funny. It's good for the channel. So it's my trailer, right? So it's October 8th. So check back for that. It's a Sunday. And that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev. And I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon. Well, I hope you're wearing your subscribing pants.
What?
Your subscribing pants. Because you're going to subscribe to this channel wearing those pants.